Hey, how's it going, folks? Yeah, looks like I've got audio. Should probably have video now. Everything should be looking all right. Hey, I hope you've had a fantastic week. If you're watching this live, of course, it's Friday morning. And yeah, last day of the week. Always nice. I'm glad you could join me today. I look forward to all of these. I really look forward to them because I get to play with ideas that, okay, they're just fun ideas. That's all. It's fun ideas. I like to think about things that seem obvious, but when we question the obvious, it's really fascinating what we can learn. And so, with that in mind, hey, Gemini. And we have Trista too. Fantastic. Good morning. This is what I am going to posit to you today. By the end of this half hour, I will tell you how much you are going to earn in your life and how important and respected you will be in society. I know that's a wild-ass promise, but I'm telling you, by the end of this live stream, you are going to know in the future how much you're going to make. I'm going to let you know, okay? So, why is that? Well, because today we're going to talk about specialization, division of labor, but not really, okay? I'm going to take a couple of minutes just to define it. But it's really to couch the discussion we're going to have. The discussion meaning how this is going to decide how much you make and your place in society. So now, you know what division of labor is like anybody else. The idea is you can't do everything, and yet you have a lot of needs. You have a lot of needs. You need food, water, shelter, clothing, Wi-Fi. Probably Wi-Fi should have been first, right? You need a lot of things to survive, let alone thrive in society. Okay, but you can't provide all of that to you. You can't provide the vast majority of those things. The vast majority of the things you use to survive and thrive in your life, you have to pay someone else to do it, okay? And that's fine, because actually, as we specialize, we get really, really, really good at what we do. And as we get really good, we become really efficient, and our products and services get better, higher quality, cheaper, more abundant, all that good stuff. So as a result, we can all live some pretty darn nice lives relative to history. We can live some pretty darn nice lives, and yet we don't really have to know how to do anything. Okay. So that's division of labor, right? You do your thing, I'll do my thing, we'll trade back and forth, we're good. Okay. But now, here's the thing that I want to explore today. And don't worry, has to do with division of labor. But let's talk about this. What is your worth? What's your worth? Now, of course, that's a complicated question with a complicated answer, but let me just run this by you real quick. Here's my opening statement, if you will. Your worth as a person and your worth to the economy are not the same thing. Hey, Christy, hope you're doing well. Your worth as a person and your worth to the economy is not the same thing. Okay? Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about how much, and here's my first assertion, I'm going to tell you how much you're going to earn in your life. If you just walk into the workforce right out of high school, Hey, by the way, right out of high school, whatever, I don't care how old you are. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, I don't care. You're awesome. You are awesome. And I mean that because I know a lot of folks, and I'm impressed by you, okay? The very fact that you're here shows good taste. Okay. In any case, you're awesome as a person. You're awesome as a person. But when you walked right out of high school and got your first job, or actually you got your first job when you were in high school, let's face it, you did it pretty darn early. You were worthless to the economy. Okay, now remember, you're awesome as a person. But to the economy, you were worth minimum wage because you pretty much were the same as anybody else. There was nothing about you that the economy could say, yeah, we're going to reward that. Karen is absolutely right, by the way. I mean, everybody needs to make a note of what Karen says here and tattoo it in your brain. If you value your worth based on what employers think, then you get yourself in big trouble, right? Okay. So minimum wage, you're going to earn about $15,000 a year because you're like everyone else and you have nothing to offer. The economy. I'm not talking about you as a friend, as a partner, as a, offspring, there's many, many ways in which you excel. But economically, they say you're worth $15,000 a year. Okay. Well, then what if you got a skill? All right. So if you want to be worth more to the economy, you need a skill. Well, I have a skill. I can juggle. There's a skill for you right there. All right. And I won't bore you with the stories right now, but I hitchhiked through Europe and I juggled for food and so on and so forth. I actually spoke with a fellow YouTuber who's like a major professional juggler and so forth. Taylor Tries. I need to put her information. Let's see here. I'm going to put Taylor Tries. Taylor Tries. If you're interested in juggling, check out Taylor Tries. Okay. And I asked her about, somebody who just juggles. I mean, you don't ride a unicycle. You don't do anything else. Your only skill is that you can juggle just like I was there, okay? You can probably earn about $40,000 a year because you're better off than the person who has the same skill as everybody else. Do you want fries with that? That's about all you can do. That's why you get minimum wage. But you go ahead and you get yourself a skill, and now maybe you can earn $35,000, $40,000 a year. Okay. But the economy can reward you further. If you get a skill that provides value. Okay. Now, I have a skill. I can juggle, but this is providing no value whatsoever to you or to the economy or anything like that. It's just a dorky little skill. On the other hand, if you become, say, like a grade school teacher, elementary school teacher, you are now providing value to society. All right? You're sitting down. Hey, Valerie, you're sitting down with other people's kids and you're teaching them to read, write, arithmetic, and all that sort of stuff. And so you have a skill set and you are providing value. Okay, so now you are going to make about $43,000 a year. It's gone up from a juggler. Congratulations. A grade school teacher will make more than a juggler, but just. But now we can do better. If you have a skill that provides immediate value, you can earn even more. So a grade school teacher provides value, to be sure, but it's not immediate. The value that society is going to get from you teaching somebody's 9-year-old won't really be realized for another 20 years or so, maybe, 15 years. So, yeah, the grade school teacher is providing value, but the economy will not gain that value for another 15 years. And the economy prefers immediate value. Oh, the economy loves immediate value. So, maybe you become a chef. I have a son who's studying in the culinary program, and it's really cool because he brings home great food. Anyway, you can earn about $65,000 a year being kind of an entry chef, right? If you move up and Michelin stars and yada, 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 you can make more, right? But he can provide immediate value, Gemini, right? It's right. He can provide immediate value because when I go in to eat somewhere, I am getting the value of that labor right away. Okay? So that's why a chef would be paid more than a grade school teacher. Now remember, I said that economic value and social value are not the same thing, or your value as a person. I think a grade school teacher provides a lot of social value, but economic value? The economy says, well, it's not very immediate. Now, there's something else the economy says. It's better if you have a unique skill set that provides immediate value. Now, let's talk about a grade school teacher again. It doesn't provide immediate value. Remember, the grade school teacher provides a ton of social value, but the economy doesn't give a rat's patootie about social value. It cares about economic value. So the value is not very immediate with a grade school teacher. Furthermore, I hate to tell you, but society does not always consider teaching to be a unique skill set. The very fact that you have many, many families who do homeschooling is evidence that there are many parents out there that say, hell, I could do that. That's nothing special. That's not a unique skill. If it were a unique skill, then homeschooling would not be as popular as it is. But since it is popular, that shows that it's not really viewed as anything terribly special. Gemini says that a skill that helps elevate companies is what they're looking for, but a great leader can also elevate your skills with the jobs you get into. So true. So true. And this is why a lot of employers will do like employee development, benefits, employee development, helping to build employees to make their skills more unique. So let's take my wife, for example, all right? She is an X-ray tech, all right? She works up at the U of U hospital, and she takes X-rays. That is a unique skill that provides immediate value. She has to go through a certification program. She has to go through schooling. She has to do all this training. She has to do these tests. She has to maintain it and so forth. And so you've got yourself there a really unique skill that provides immediate value. And so as an X-ray tech, you can expect something around starting at, 60, 65, 70, something like that, dollars an hour. Okay? But then the economy says, oh, we can do better. All right? The economy says, well, we will pay you more if you have a new unique skill set that provides immediate value that involves an element of risk. The economy rewards those who take on an element of risk. So the example I have here is a doctor, okay? It is a highly unique skill set. It provides immediate value, and it's risky. You've got people's health and life and so on and so forth in the palm of your hand, right? Therefore, there's a significant element of risk there. You need to compensate somebody for being willing to take upon them that risk. The same thing can be said for airline pilots. An airline pilot, it is a unique skill set that provides immediate value and involves a pretty substantial element of risk. One thing that is often said is an airline pilot is nothing more than a glorified bus driver. Okay? I mean, you think about it. A bus driver, you put people in a cylindrical piece of metal and transport them. Airline pilot, you put people in a cylindrical piece of metal and transport them. What's the difference? The difference is the risk. If a bus breaks down, you just go, oh crap, and you radio headquarters and they send another bus and load people on and move on. There you go. Whereas when a plane breaks down in mid-flight, you need highly trained, competent people to deal with that because the risk involved is just astronomical. So the economy will reward you for taking on an element of risk. Okay, but it gets better. A unique skill set that provides immediate value and involves an element of risk. And here's the kicker, folks, and provides value to a large market. Okay? This is the quintessential example of how the economy rewards those who build the economy. So you've got yourself here a NFL football player, and the starting salary, I think the starting salary for an NFL football player is something like $860,000, or the average, something around there, okay? So, well, what's the NFL football player doing? Because NFL currently male, he is not providing a whole lot of social value. I mean, he's out there entertaining, great. But trust me, that grade school teacher who's earning $43,000 a year is providing much more social value than an NFL player. However, the NFL player, it is a very unique skill set. Only a handful of people on the planet have the skills necessary to be a top NFL player. It provides immediate value every Monday, Sunday, blah, blah, blah. It involves a great deal of risk. NFL players can only play for about most of them only play for like 3 years because they get broken. They go out there on the field and they get broken. It's not many who can make it past 3 or 4 years. But here's the thing. An NFL player provides a huge amount of value to the market. Okay, so they're selling tickets. That's just the beginning. They are selling sponsorships. They are selling advertising. They are selling endorsements. They are selling blah, 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 blah. And then each one of these trickle down to a secondary, tertiary market, creating a ton of value. So there are many, many, many people in industries who make a lot of money, all because you've got a handful of guys out there running around in a field. This is what the economy rewards, is the more value you create for the economy. Okay? Now, one more. You take all of that, everything stated, plus how dependent are you on the resources of others? All right? Now, here's what many of us say, you know what, someday I want to start my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur and so forth. Yes, 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 yes. Now, it doesn't always work out. Actually, let me rephrase that. It very, very rarely works out when you start your own business. But that isn't to say don't do it. Now, why is it that an entrepreneur can make so much money when it's successful, in those few cases that it's successful? Because it's everything we've talked about amped up to 11. you are talking about a very, very unique skill set. You are providing very immediate value to your customers. Furthermore, you're providing a ton of value to the larger ecosystem, to the economy, and it involves a huge amount of risk. A huge amount of risk. All right? Vast majority of companies spend a ton of money to get started and then fail. Okay? That's risky. So entrepreneurs are rewarded for that. But then here's the added. You get all the profits. So let's take YouTube for a moment. Okay? I have my studio here. I have my camera, I have my monitors, I have my microphone, I'm all set up here. I am producing the content. It's all me. However, I don't get all the profits, and justifiably so, because YouTube is providing the platform. They are providing the distribution platform, if you will, by which I can publish my video and get it out to a wide international audience. I have people watching my videos all over the world. If you speak English, you can use my video. And right now, you're watching it all thanks to YouTube. Therefore, YouTube provides the platform by which I can make the videos. Therefore, they want a cut of the action. By the way, they're pretty darn generous. They share 55% thereabouts of the ad revenue with the creator. That's not bad. They keep 45% of it to maintain the platform, but you know what? I get it. Other company, whenever you get a job as an employee, what you're essentially doing is using somebody else's platform. You're using their equipment, their facilities, their distribution channels, their customers, their stakeholders, their investors. You are benefiting from all of that the employer provides, and then you add your own element. Well, who's going to get most of the money? The one who provided the infrastructure and the funding and the facilities and blah, 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 blah. This is why employers make more money off of you than you do, okay? Because you need them, unless you start your own company, all right? So, I want to point something out here, though. Okay, we all just talked about money. Right? We started out with minimum wage. You only make a little bit, $15,000 a year. Then you juggle $40,000. You become a teacher. $43,000. You become a cook. $61,000. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So yes, the money went up as we added things like unique skill set, immediate value, risk, things like this. But I want you to notice something else. Notice how the social standing of these professions grew almost in parallel with the income. So we're all working. I'm working, you're working. We all work. But some work is esteemed more worthy of admiration than other work, which is why if you go to a party and you see a grade school teacher and an NFL player, you might be inclined to kind of mosey on toward the NFL player and kind of, hey, great to see you, meet you, so on and so forth. If you walk into a room and you see somebody who is a chef over at Lone Star Steakhouse, and then you see Elon Musk, you're not going to go talk to the guy at Lone Star Steakhouse. You're going to go talk to Elon Musk. It just so happens that we tend to align our standing in society with those things that the economy values. So my original assertion to you guys was that I am going to tell you how much you're going to make, and I'm going to tell you what your social standing will be, how much you will be respected and admired in society. Turns out those two things are the same thing. It's what economic value do you bring to the economy? So something to think about. Take me, for example, just example. I'm Professor Schiffbauer, whatever. But professor kind of has a Pierre. Well, I was also a FedEx courier. I was a security guard. I was a marketing specialist. I was all kinds of stuff in here. And you're like, whatever, I don't care. But professor, and yet, I don't make as much here as I did down here. Anyway, so just food for thought. So, in closing, here are 3 things I would like you to just mull. The economy rewards economic value, not social value. Now, that isn't to say that things of social value cannot bring about good pay and benefits, but it's not rewarding the social value aspect. The economy rewards economic value. The fact that it's socially responsible is kind of a nice little add-on. However, and this should be those who chase, not this who chase, those who chase only economic rewards are not as happy as those who also pursue social rewards. So on one hand, I've just spent a half hour telling you how to increase your economic value so that the economy will reward you, and that this is not correlated with social value. However, if all you do is chase money and not the social rewards of life, you will be miserable. I'm not going to cite all the research. We're not going to go into that and so forth. And if you want to talk about it, let me know and we'll talk about it later on. We're going to have a Zoom meeting. But trust me, chasing money alone is not going to make you happy. And the final closing thought, knowing and investing in your value, both as a person as well as a cog in the economy, will help you live a balanced and thriving life. So, know your value. Know where to invest in your value to increase it. And also, know where to invest in your economic value as well as in your social and personal value. Because even though you're not going to be paid for that, that's what's going to help you be happy. All right? So, as always, thank you very much for joining. We kept it to half an hour today. I've always said half an hour to 45 minutes. That's my goal. Karen, yeah, 100%, right? And as always, I want to thank, I have my Patreon supporters and my YouTube community members. They add to my personal value, right? Because it's $2. It's $2 to get on the list. But you know what? What means more to me than the $2 is the fact that there are people out there kind of going, that was cool, thank you. Like all the hearts you're giving right now. Thank you very much. Valerie, thank you. And I hope the insight can help you. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Just a quick note. I'm going to retire in 10 years. None of this matters to me. None of this matters to me. I'm going to retire in 10 years, and so long as my wife continues to love me, I will be a happy, thriving individual. This really matters to you, though. You've got another 40 or 50 years in front of you of being in the workforce. If you're in your 20s, you're going to be in the workforce for another 35 to 40 years. This matters to you. So I hope the insights give you some food for thought. All right. Trista, Valerie, Karen, Rashta. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Guys, have a fantastic Friday. And I'll stick around if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. But otherwise, there we go. Have a fantastic weekend in front of you. Yeah, Karen, some of us, I know what you mean, right? Alexa, we'll see you. Thanks for joining. Hey, and send me an email if you're in one of my classes. If you're in one of my classes, send me an email and we'll do that little extra credit. Extra credit never hurts, right? So make sure you drop me a note and let me know you were here. Or if you're watching this after the fact, let me know that you watched it after the fact. You still get extra credit there. There we go. Again, if you have any questions, comments, I'm going to hang out for a minute. I don't mind being here. I have a nice studio. It's kind of funny. Of course, you can see the studio here, right? But, you know, if I turn the camera around and so forth, it's like this unholy mess all around. That's the way all movie sets and studios and so on and so forth are. They make sure that in the frame it looks beautiful and perfect. But just out of frame, yeah, it looks like a storage facility. All right, looks like we've got folks dropping off, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.